Well, good morning, Great Lakes. Good morning. It is a joy to be together. It's my privilege to call this first business session of the Great Lakes Annual Conference to order, and I'm going to turn to your conference superintendent to begin to lead you through what is in this session.
All right. Thank you, Bishop Webb. The room is the bar. I'm sorry. The room is the bar. Excuse me. Yeah. It really chokes me up. It might have been the headwear. So as we gather, what do we call the voting utensils? It's not placards. I always get it wrong.
Hand vote card.
The hand voting cards are in your folders. So, Chris, go ahead and share with us the information coming.
You want me to go ahead and bring it? Good morning, Great Lakes Annual Conference. My name is Chris Gadledge. I have a lot of titles and deserve most of them. I serve on the sessions team and I handle most of the legislation that comes through, so I'll be kind of guiding us through this. Our first items of business, Bishop, members of the annual conference, I bring to the floor the consideration for the conference organization and special rules of order. You'll note the proposed amendments from the Connectional Council as printed in the pre-conference reports identified as PET 01. It's at this time amendments from the floor would be ordinarily considered for before final approval, but petition PET 02 also proposes to amend the document. So I bring petition PET 01, Conference Organization and Special Rules of Order to the floor, and the first proposed amendment to that document is PET 02, printed in the pre-conference reports. Knowing that rules of procedure can be very confusing at times, I'd like to ask for a moment of privilege to give a little bit of a traffic signal, if I may, Bishop. I'm going to use a visual to help understand because it helps me understand. So the petition numbers are how I will refer to them. We have formally put petition PET 01 on the floor. It's on the bottom. We're considering PET 02 as an amendment to it, so it's on top. We will vote and talk about first PET 02 and whether we want to merge it with PET 01. If we do, we will then vote on PET 01 as amended. If we do not, we will vote on PET 01 as written in as published in the pre-conference materials. That puts the conference rules and organizational structure on the table and on the floor, Bishop. PET 2 is ready for consideration.
Thank you. So this is before you. I'm not seeing anyone trying to move for a conversation. I think you're ready to vote on it. So you're voting on PET 02 that will then be used to amend PET 01. So if you will approve PET 02, will you lift the hand? Thank you. If you do not approve, same sign. Thank you, and it is supported. So now PET 01 is before you as amended. Any discussion? I think you're ready to vote. If you'll support petition 01, will you lift the hand? Thank you. If you do not support it, same sign. Thank you, and that has been supported.
Thank you, Bishop. By our conference rules, we are supposed to introduce two pieces of legislation today so that we can deal with them either tomorrow or Thursday. They're scheduled for tomorrow, but I want to let you know who you can contact if you have any questions. The first of those is the budget for 2026-27. That's listed in pre-conference materials as PET 05. Don, I'm not going to ask you to do the stairs. But Don Wolfgang is the chair of FNA, our Finance and Administration Committee. So if you have any questions about the budget before it comes to us for consideration tomorrow, Pastor Don Wolfgang, Reverend Don Wolfgang, will be your person to ask, and then it'll come to the floor tomorrow for consideration and discussion. Second of those is our nominations. We have a preliminary nominations pre-published report that's available on the website. That will no doubt be changed between now and tomorrow. Okay, it's already been updated, but it may be changed yet again. That's how nominations works. If it doesn't work that way in your church, you're different than the annual conference. So if you have any questions, if you looked at that and you say, my name's misspelled, or somebody's listed as the wrong state, or something along those lines, the person to talk to is Reverend Beth Ann Cook, and that's Beth Ann. So you have between now and tomorrow before that happens. If there are any changes from what's been pre-published, we will hand those out tomorrow on paper. So those are the two items that will be introduced tomorrow. Thank you. Bishop and Superintendent and members of the annual conference, I now bring consent calendar 01 for consideration. I will read the names of the...
Can I pause just
Sure.
a second?
You're the bishop. You can do what you want.
No, I appreciate your efficiency. I don't think we voted on the rules document as a whole. So I think we should do
PET
that.
01 was the rules document.
That was the whole rules
Yes.
document? Okay. I thought that was amending it.
It was amending it, but it was the entire document amended.
Okay. So, okay. I'm not comfortable still. So just to be safe, I want to put the whole rules document in front of you as amended, and then we'll be double sure. So is there any discussion on the whole rules document? If you will support it, lift the hand. Thank you. And if you do not support it, same sign. Thank you. Thank you for making me feel better.
Who would have thought we'd be pleased with more votes? All right, Bishop, Superintendent, and members of the annual conference, I now bring consent calendar 01 before you for consideration. I will read the names of the items in that consent calendar. If we hear any objections to any of those, they'll be removed for individual consideration. REP 01, CLM program. REP 02, Conference Superintendency Report. REP 03, Finance and Administration Report. REP 04, Board of Ministry Report. Bishop, Superintendent, Conference, I hear no objections, so consent calendar 01 is before us, all as published.
Okay, it's properly before you. If you will support the consent calendar, yes, come to microphone 2.
Apologies, I was even trained by Chris. Okay, so hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm lay from Bartlett Chapel, Avon, Indiana. I have a question. I want to request clarification of part of the report for the CLM program.
Okay.
When do I do that?
So what you would want to do is you'd want to lift that from the consent calendar, then it will become a part of our agenda.
Okay, then I make a motion that we remove that from the consent calendar.
And all you need to do is request, and
I request it.
It is removed from the consent calendar.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. You got that in just under the wire. So now the consent calendar is before you. We've removed the report from the Certified Lay Ministry, and that will be on our agenda, and you'll be able to ask your question then at that point. If you'll support the consent calendar, will you lift a hand? Thank you. If you do not support the consent calendar, same sign. And it is supported and approved. Thank you.
Bishop, Superintendent, and members of the annual conference, I bring for consideration Resolution RES 01, titled Replace Paragraph 302.3 of the BDD as published in our pre-conference materials.
Okay, thank you. So we really appreciate the spirit of this resolution and the fact that it was been brought before us. Unfortunately, we need to rule it out of order. And the reason for that is that it is asking the annual conference to take action to recommend legislation to the General Conference in the form of a petition, a legislative petition. The deadline for all legislation to General Conference was May 1st. So we have passed the deadline. So it would have no effect. And that's why we are ruling it out of order. You can if you want to. Okay.
Get ready, Kirsten. Bishop, Superintendent, members of the annual conference, I now bring for consideration REP 01, the Certified Lay Minister Program Report as published in our pre-conference materials.
Hi, still Kirsten, still Lay from Bartlett Chapel, Avon, Indiana. It's not, I don't have the line numbers, but the last added paragraph right before costs. It says, page 3 of 6. We think that students should take no more than 2 classes per semester. Requesting clarification of semester, is that considered a trimester? What is that? Or could a trimester be considered? Just trying to get clarification of that verbiage.
So let's have the leader of Art. Are you here? Okay. So Tyler will give us an answer. And we'll note that Art is not here.
We're currently
Not to his fault.
doing 2 semesters per year, spring and fall.
Okay.
That's when registration, so for instance, registration will open in the fall for the classes, probably August 1st.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, my understanding from reading earlier in the document was that courses could be offered at local churches, that it is, that there isn't like a specific time frame. People could do it at different times, which made then, that's why I got
Sure.
confused.
Currently, they are held at local churches, the in-person ones. I'm not sure on that part. I don't know if that's what it means or not, but currently our in-person classes are held throughout the conference at local churches.
Okay, so there's a set calendar that, is it the BOM that kind of has that calendar?
Jason? Or, sorry, Bishop.
No, that's fine. You're doing fine. So one thing we're going to remember is this is just a report. There's no action items. So
Right.
we're able to answer the questions to the best of our ability. Jason?
Okay.
So, Bishop, I'm a member of the discipleship team, and I'm a teacher of the CLM program. And I'm a teacher of the CLM program.
Tell us your name and
Jason Rice, presiding elder for East Central Indiana and pastor of the Compass. Serve on the discipleship team and one of the CLM teachers. So we currently ask if there are certified lay minister classes being held that is just in person at a local church. That falls within the semester. We publish everything, so we don't have anything outside of the publications that currently are going on. And we are doing that because there is a set plan for how people take the classes in order to become a certified lay minister and step into that role. So we have a teaching outline laid out with the courses and what they're going to be teaching. And so we lay out the teachers and we lay out the plan that goes along with the semester so that people can get the required courses required by the current BDD.
Okay.
Thank you. Does that help?
It does, thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. So those were the items that we needed to deal with in this business session. We need to vote to accept what? Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you, because you removed it from the consent calendar. So it's been a while since I've done this. So So now, if you will support the report of the Certified Lay Ministry Program, would you please lift a hand? Thank you. And if you do not, same sign. And it is received. Since we have a few minutes, we have been living into a new model of leadership in the Global Methodist Church as it relates to the role of the episcopacy and the role of the conference superintendent. As you know, in the Global Methodist Church, bishops are not residential. They are general superintendents of the church. They provide spiritual and temporal leadership for the whole church, meaning that I believe one of the primary roles of the bishops is to provide missional alignment and accountability for our movement. And we do that through guarding the faith, teaching, preaching, serving as evangelists and missionaries, working with our general church commissions to make sure that they are carrying out the task of equipping, resourcing and equipping annual conferences, districts, local churches. Bishops have temporal leadership in the general church. We preside at general conference. Bishops also, in the annual conferences that they partner with and are assigned to, offer spiritual leadership in the teaching and preaching offices, in the conversations, the training that they are invited to do with presiding elders, with clergy, laity. And there is a temporal leadership responsibility that is primarily lived out through the fixing of appointments and the appointment of the conference superintendent, along with the partnership, supervision, and mutual accountability that's shared between the conference superintendent and the bishop. The Book of Discipline gives bishops the ability to give to the conference superintendent the authority to preside at the annual conference sessions. Right now, there are 2 paragraphs in the Book of Doctrines and Discipline that are a little contradictory. It's being fixed. One of them gives the bishop the right to delegate the presiding responsibilities to the conference superintendent, plain and simple. The other one says the bishop can only do that if they are not physically present. I have operated since the beginning of this experiment that we're all a part of, in that I believe my primary role when I am at the annual conference is to point to the leadership of the conference superintendent. They are the spiritual and temporal leader of the annual conference. And I have given them great support and encouragement and, when needed, help as they have presided. But I have always allowed the conference superintendents to preside. I believe that is appropriate, and that is a part of their temporal leadership within the annual conference. I'm always available to assist if they need it. Scott usually doesn't need it. So I love presiding. I'm jealous that, you know, I never got to preside in such an easy way as a United Methodist bishop. I used to prepare and try to anticipate the things that people, the squirrely things that people would try to do. Praise God, we are in a different culture and a different environment. But as you continue your business sessions, I am going to claim the one paragraph of the Book of Doctrines and Discipline with all that I've just shared with you, and Scott will be presiding over the business that you are a part of. I will be present, and I'll be available to Scott if he needs any assistance of any kind. But I will not do this again while we are together. So I just wanted to share that with you. I believe Scott he is your conference superintendent and I want him to be able to offer that leadership. So.
Yes, yeah. Hey, well, at this time, I'm going to invite Chris Ritter to come forward. Chris, where are you at, friend? Oh, hey, I walked right past you. How's it going? So Chris has a quick presentation to make here, and so I'm just going to hand the mic and let you do that.
Thank you, Ben. Good morning. I have a gesture of friendship from our brothers and sisters of the Grain Coast Conference, which includes Liberia and Guinea, Africa. I was blessed to be their ordination speaker this year, and before a group maybe a little larger than this, I was presented this gift to our conference by Dr. Jerry Kula on behalf of the body, and I'm proud to put this into your hands, and you can start opening. This was actually wrapped by Mama Titi, who is the wife of Bishop Penna. While I was speaking, she was wrapping that nicely for us. And while he's unwrapping that, which may be a little more difficult than it looks, let me just say a few quick things about the Grain Coast Conference. Liberia, for American Methodists, is our oldest mission field. It's the very first place overseas that we did mission and ministry outside the United States. Some of us who are from Illinois have been in partnership with Liberians since over 20 years as they were coming out of their own civil war. Our brothers and sisters in Liberia are in what they call the crisis. And the crisis is that they had a bishop that was talking about joining the Global Methodists and said, we don't want to use very strong language. We don't want to lead people to hell. We can't go along with how things are going. And then in the 11th hour, flipped and changed his mind. And so we have a lot of Methodists, for conscience sake, that have had to leave their churches. There are dozens of displaced churches that are worshiping in borrowed space now. Just to give you a flavor, as we got ready to have annual conference at the historic Ganta Mission Station, 2 days before conference was to start, there was a Supreme Court ruling that the Global Methodists couldn't use that space that they've occupied for all this time. You could imagine how we would feel if this space wasn't available all of a sudden. It was just as difficult. Their conference chancellor went to Monrovia, argued before the whole Supreme Court. There were 8 lawyers on the other side and 1 lawyer on the GMC side, and that was overturned by the Supreme Court, and we were able to have annual conference as planned. But So this is a handmade map of the Grain Coast Conference. They have amazing outreach into Guinea as well, which is a majority Muslim country. Refugees planted those churches during the Civil War. And this is a conference without a partner, another conference partner, whereas they're kind of late to the game because they stayed through General Conference 2024. So whereas some conferences have 2 partners, they don't have any partners, but they're moving forward full steam ahead. And if you'd like to know more about Guinea and Liberia and the Grain Coast Conference, I would be happy to connect you. There's a lot of great work being done there. So a gesture of love on behalf of Dr. Jared Kula and the Grain Coast.
Well, thank you, Chris. So I appreciate Chris Ritter's, not only your service there, but in this new model of the Episcopacy. I don't know if you know anything about that. Chris is our chair of the General Episcopacy Committee. So the Grain Coast is part of our new area after General Conference. And so they are part of us and we are part of them. And that makes us even more special with that.
All right. I misspoke earlier. We got out early.